makes the occasion more dignified by your presence. Thank you for visiting Davao. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez III, Presidential Advisor on Peace Process Jesus Duresa, Commission Higher Education Officer in Charge Prospero de Vera, Yuchenko Group of Companies, Chairman Helen Yuchenko D., Mapua President Dr. Rinaldo Villa, Malayan Colleges, Mindanao Chief of Operations Officer Engineer Duje Maestrecampo, officials, faculties, members, and students of the Malayan Colleges, Mindanao. Guests, mga kababayan ko. Before I, sir, it's just 2 pages. Kakahiya naman took you about 1 hour and 30 seconds to hindi pa kasali yung delay sometimes. So before I will read, I'm sure that if I read this, sir, I'd be through in about a minute and 30 seconds. Nakakahiya naman po kung basta na lang ako magbasa kasi sa totoo lang, hindi ito akin, kanila yung gano'n. So where are the girls? And maybe, para hindi naman mahiya, pinagpaguran to ng madaling araw siguro kanina. There are a lot of invitations. As a matter of fact, I am not in the proper attire because I was ininong sa kasal. And I have this excessive sweating. They call it, well, in mine, that's a result of an operation. But I sweat a lot. Talagang palaging basa ang likod ko. Hyperhidrosis, but it's not really. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I had this procedure many years ago, and that is one of the consequences. So, maybe I'll just read the last page, yung page 2 po. And after that, we can stand and shake hands and reminiscence the days past. And I'll tell you some vignettes of life regarding the Malayan venue now. As we set ourselves to the task of building a nation, I invite everyone to become agents of hope and catalysts of progress. I also encourage all sectors of our society to keep supporting this administration's development agenda, especially in pursuits that would educate our young and empower more Filipinos. May I also ask the continued support of the public in our continuing campaign against illegal drugs, criminality, at alam mo, pag totoo lang kung hindi kayo tumulong, we will never see the light of day of this nation. This will be helpful in ridding ourselves of the social ills that have shackled our growth and hindered our country from achieving its full potential. Indeed, every citizen's participation will be crucial as we set ourselves the great but rewarding task of effecting meaningful and lasting transformation for our country and for our brother Filipinos. So let us all work together to realize our dream of a truly stable, peaceful, orderly, and prosperous Philippines. Yung thank you and mabuhay, maya na yun, ulitin ko na lang. Tapos, that's the second page. And just imagine, I will read one page, then bababa na ako. I have no business here. Standing, wala na akong masabi. But I said, some vignettes of life about Davao and where it is now. I am privileged to be on stage with 2 of my brilliant classmates. Secretary Duresa, valedictorian, Sunny Dominguez, valedictorian, Rodrigo Duterte, original K-12. So, sabi nga ng anak ko, sir, pa, yung Bisaya na cabinet member, so there's Ivasco, Pernia, and si Leonor. Sabi niya, yan, si Leonor yung sa education. Bakit nila sasabihin? Bakit nila hinabaan itong, ano ba yung ginagawa nila? Bakit hinabaan yung aming K-12? Hindi maganda na yun. Tagal na kasi kami matapos nito. Sabihin mo sa kanya na ulitin. Sabi ko, well, Veronica, Kitty, she was not responsible for it. It was the priest from Lasal who did it. And since it is now the policy of government, everyone should follow, including you. And mind you, sabi ko sa kanya, the original K-12, ang tatay mo. Took me 7 years to finish high school. Ang isang valedictorian nandito, classmate ko, Sunny Dominguez, since kindergarten kami, consistently valedictorian. Tapos naalis ako sa Ateneo. Ganun talaga yung mga pare, pang api-api. Pare dito. Pinaalis ako. So, I had to find a school outside of the city. Various misdemeanors lang naman. So, I had to go to Digos. That's the capital town of Davao del Sur. It used to be a munisipyo lang. Municipality of Digos. Meron doon nakita ang nanay ko, Curieso, Sacred Heart. What was run at that time, puro lang kami lalaki. Doon ako nakulgot. I got stuck there. So, but I was able to finish high school, but way beyond. Tapos na ito sila, nag-bar top notcher na lang si Duresa, number 10. Sani, naging bigwig na sa financial world, and I was struggling. So, but ako naman kasi hindi naniwala ng huwag kayong sumunod na. You have the best. Kami, tignan niyo yung building ninyo. It's a very splendid view. Kami yung building namin noon. And I don't know if it was a vow or used to be a fashion to be in Manila to study. But ako naman kasi dito, pag-graduate ko, pumunta ako ng Ateneo. Sabi ko, pinaalis mo ninyo ako. Bakit mag-enroll diyang yawa na wala pa ko ng iba. Kung meron lang sanang mapuha dito, pero sa totoo lang, napakabobo ko talaga dyan sa arithmetic. Di mo talaga ako, kung gawain niya ako emplado if I retire, maybe you just give me about supervisor sa security guard. Yung patayan ng magnanakaw, mas mahusay ako dyan. Wala akong talent. At saka ayaw ko kasi I enjoy physics, geometry. I used to fly when I was young. But itong calculus pati, itong trigonometry, kaya maski algebra, once you start with the alphabet and numbers, dyan na magka-litsi-litsi ang buhay natin. 2b equals 3b. Huwag mong haluin diyang alphabet, pati arithmetic, kaya pag halo mo yung dalawa, naloko na. Sino nagkakaintindi niya? 2c equals y, pati yung y, pinakialaman, nandoon na sa dulo ng daigdig. So, ako naman, if I want to learn, I can learn. But the problem is, tamad ako sa figures. Talagang mahina ako, but more or less I can calculate, but yung approximation lang, hindi talaga yung exact. But itong dalawa, powerhouse ito, they're all good. Puro valedictorian. Pagdating ko doon sa Digo, si Jess Doresio was second year. Dating na lang, nag-graduate na lang siya ng fourth year, naiwan pa rin ako doon sa incomplete. I mean, yung may subject ako sa third year, may subject ako sa paano ba to? May nanay ko, may nanay used to be a teacher. So sabi niya, ano ba ito, Rodrigo? Wala na ba talaga itong pag-asang ano mo? Sabi ko, ma, hindi naman kailangan niyang mag-1990 kaya sa kanina. Sige lang, aral. Walang ginawa ko yung mag-aral. Sabi ko, yung tama-tama lang. Kasi pag nakakapit ka dyan sa putang 75 na yan, lusot ka na talaga, paakyat ka na. Hindi ka na bababa. Gano'n na, basta kapitin mo na yung 75. Hanggang College of Law. College of Law because namatay na ang tatay ko that time. So I was kind of insecure. And I was afraid to just imagine life without a father. So medyo nagtino ako. Nakahabol ako ng konti. But anyway, puro yan sila. Tugade. He was my classmate sa law school. Valedictorian. Bernia sa UP. Kasi cum laude. Lorenzana sa PMA, he was the valedictorian. And in high school, he was the valedictorian also. Puro niyan sila valedictorian. Ako ang cleanser. Consolation prize kung sa ano ba, sa contest ba. But you know what? Sabihin ko sa inyo na boy, tignan mo yung dalawang valedictorian. Tanungin nila, anong trabaho ninyo? Sige, tanungin mo. Sige, tanungin ninyo. At sabihin ninyo, sino ang amo ninyo? Yan ang buhay. That is life. So, yung tatay ko, I'm sorry to say it in public. But I never had sa tatay ko. May dynamics kami palagi. Because maybe of my character. Tapos sabi niya na, kasi sa Bisaya, it's a cliche or an idiom. I really do not know, but it's a Visayan which says, hanggang pantalan ka lang. Kutob ka ra sa pantalan. Kutob is hanggan. Kutob ka lang yun sa pantalan. So sabi ko sa papa ko, hindi bali, basta swelduhan lang ako pa, okay naman. Hindi lalong nag-init yung, he died in his mind. Maybe if he had a chance to review his youth life while he was dying, baka hindi niya na abutan na nagbago lang man ako yung pagkamatay niya. Natapos ko yung law ko flat 4 years. Then I took the bar, class 72, bar 72 kami. So I became a lawyer year after. Hindi niya na, it was my mother who kept her faith in me. Love ko yung papa ko, but wala siyang nakitang I'm sure if there is heaven, makita niya ngayon na guest speaker ako ng Mapua. Yung roommate ko si Ken Angeles was studying at Mapua. Kabatch natin si Laura. Si Sido. He was graduated from Mapua. Alam mo sa totoo, sabi ko kay Sunny, we were mumbling there. Alam mo, maswerte talaga kayo. Ang ganda ng eskwelahan. Very imposing and conducive to tapping the life, whatever it is. So, we can compete with Manila. Sabi ko kay Sunny, look at the building of Mapua here. It's very imposing. Yung eskwelahan mo, Ateneo yan. Ako, hindi ako nagpunta ng Ateneo kaya ipalipat Manila ako, hindi ayaw. Wala kayo dyan. So I went to San Beda for my law. Tapos pagdating doon, I do not want to repeat. You just ask the members of Class 72. But I was expelled on the remaining days of nag-practice na kami ng may nangyari. So I was expelled again. So there was a debate when there was this time to deliberate on the certification of candidates for bar. It was Ricardo Puno, pati si Justice Solidom. If there's a lawyer here from UP, you'd remember him. Ano yun? Terror talaga. He said, where will this boy go? Hindi ninyo i-certify. He has wasted almost half of his life. So I was reconsidered. Nung na-reconsider ako, nakakuha ako ng bar. Sinertify nila ako that I had completed the law course. Nung na-mayor na ako, they wanted to give me an award. Achievers Award. Ako, Pitoy Moreno, Fernando Po, I think one was the guy from Bohol, si Senator, my memory is also failing. Tumakbo ng presidente, tapos namatay. Rocco. Sorry. And another one, I think it was Sigisag. So, in-inform nila ako na bigyan nila ako award. Expel kayo. Award. Inyo na yan. Hindi talaga ako pumunta. Then, one time, I was mayor for 23 years dito. One time, one of the 10 outstanding. Sa baba ko, yung mga litrato kami sa baba kung anak ng si Dilima. Nandoon kami, picture, 10 kami, kung pat sumali itong gag. Sabi ko, kayo na lang, ayaw. At that time, pero nung talaga itong pare, nung presidente na ako, the most outstanding award of all time. At nilagay pa ako may malaking medalya. Kaganon na nga ako. Parang gold na Benedictine. Nagadala ng cross. Outstanding. Tapos Hall of Fame. Sabi ko, ilan kami? Sabi niya, ikaw pala. Kasi ikaw pala nga ang taga-Salveda na naging presidente. Ako di maganda, tinanggap ko na. Pero ang kapital namin dyan, di ba sa Mindula, may bridge kay Rose. Then you turn right, Ligarda. Kasi makita mo dyan, ice, chilled beer. Walang ice yan. Kunin mo yan doon, ikaw ang kukuha. Talagang, at pag may 30 minutos, pabalik na tayo kasi doon kami nag-graduate. 75 pa rin, pero akyat. So, 75, then I was congressman, one term, nung hindi na ako makatakbo. I've been mayor 23 years. Then I was a vice mayor to my daughter. Isa ring gaga, taga San Beda. San Beda yan eh. Binugbog yung sheriff. Hanggang ngayon, ang bubugbog yan na tao dito. Wala ring patawan yung buang na. Inday. This is a volatile. Kaya pang ano lang talaga yan. Panloka lang yan si Inday. Hindi yan pwede pang ano. Nanampal eh. She's not the type na may... So that's the story of education. Total yung education ninyo, mga kayo, yung small time lang na, ganun-ganong lang. Tapos, ngayon, presidente, ganun-ganong mga pari na ang kalabong You know, I have this deep and abiding faith in God. But my God, my concept of God, no, is not, it was sa values ko sa buhay. The lessons I learned in life, the hard ways, and your capacity to seek someone who has a universal mind. But I do not think of my God as a God that is applicable dito. Otherwise, there would be no widespread injustice, hunger, killings, and all. And sabi ko nga, huwag kayo magalit mga pare. If you pity the poor, kung gusto mong tumulong, bakit ka sige kolekta dyan po 3 beses pa umiikot? Yung unang bag, malaki. Tapos next collection, paliit. Ang next collection, wala na, maliit na masyado. Okay, wala naman magbigay, pangatlong round na. But if there is somebody of the so many billions, maybe, if he can go there in heaven, talk to God, and magpasilpi sila, at bumalik siya dito, at sabihin ng pare, there is God, I will step down tomorrow. No question. For as long as you know, every Filipino is entitled to criticize me as a matter of right. A general, a school dean, the academe, the UP students, they can't destroy the streets. You know, the garbage collector, the military men, the police. Wala akong ano yan. Because I choose to be elected by the people. And if I fall short of their expectations, and they begin to be disappointed, discontent, or whatever, they have every right, for I may have failed them in my promises. Kaya okay sa akin yan. But certainly, not a foreigner, however holy you are, I will not allow you to do it in my country, for after all, we are not supposed to do it in other countries too. Kaya mo akong murahin, okay lang, mga estudyante. Why, you can even ask for 2 weeks, I'll give you the streets of Manila. I'll declare a 2 weeks vacation ahead. Sige. Pawalang. Pero kung hindi ka naman ng, you know what, the reason, what's the principle behind? It's because you're the one paying my salary. If you are not satisfied or feel that you are underchanged, o di murahin mo ako. Pero wag yung ibang tao na basta na lang. And the priests, and the church, and everybody connected with a sect or religion or whatever. when you criticize me with all the heart's content. Do it. I'm even asking you to do it para malaman ko na hindi kayo agrabyado or agrabyado kayo sa performance mo. Do it. Pero when you are religious, you have to be something of a neutral dito sa faith mo, pati government. Because it is really the concept of a republican system that there is a separation of church and state. So when you criticize me, do not use the platform of God, that God will send you to hell, that God will never forgive you, hell is waiting for you. Do not do it. Do not take God's name in vain, because pag-risbak ko, makasali ko na yung Panginoong Diyos. It's fundamental. It's almost basic. There is really a clear cut between religion and governance. You cannot use God to criticize me. Kaya sabi ko, whoever told you that your God is my God? I never said I do not believe in God. Sinabi, for all your protestations. But you're too presumptuous. And, when we were young, something terrible happened. Lahat kami, 2 generations up, 2 generations down. Kami ni Sani, but we will not. Noon, during reunion, magbibiruan kami. Kasi lahat kami. Pero ngayon, ay sabi ko na, huwag na kayo magbiro na because it has already taken its own life. The issue itself has its own life because it's part of the issues now. Kaya tahimik na lang muna kami. But something terrible happened when we were young. Well, that's not really that serious. But funding and while confessing, we were being funded. So when I graduated, hindi na ako Katoliko. Hindi na ako Katoliko. At that age, I was not even in politics then. But pag-graduate ko, I created my own God. Yung nakikita kong value sa justice, what is justice, fairness. I've always said in Davao, my God is my service to the people, period. Total, wala naman ako nakukuha dito. Even if I risk, sabi nila ako, kayong taga Davao, sabi nila ako anti-women. Well, I'll tell you, find me a president, or find me a candidate for president before I was elected, who chose to be a hostage in exchange for the lives of 16 women. Just Duterte was there. He was part of the negotiating. There was this baby na hiwalay sa nanay niya. Alam niyo yung dyan sa Metrodisco. Blue na ang baby sa mamamatay na yan kasi nahiwalay sa nanay. Ang yaya yung sister-in-law. Yung bata, wala na. Yan magkadudo. Pagsabi ng doktor na yung bata mo mamatay yan. Another mga 4 hours, 6 hours patayin yan. Sabi ko, bitawan ninyo yan. Ako ang papalit. Pero I told the idiots, do not touch the woman. Binigyan ko sila ng radyo. Ay. And it was clear to them. Andiyan si Jess Doresa. Do not touch the woman or the women. Kasi nandoon yung Australiana. That gave rise to yung Australiana. Pagka umagaw nakita ko, sabi ng mga sundalo, yung talagang nagkamang nagpalapit. There was a lot of shouting and a lot of rapes. Kaya yung pagpano, sabi ko sa police, patayin mo lahat. All 16, patayin niyo lahat. At ako ang nagpa-hostage overnight. So when you women, I took a gamble over the lives of women. I killed 16 idiots because they violated the law. All of them, talagang ubusin. That was my order. So mabuti maklaro, mabuti pupunta kayo dito, at least narinig niyo. Pero ganun talaga ako. This is a migrant story. Kasi dito kami ni Sani, this Benjamin, yung pump gun, umaabot kami dito ng, used to hunt here sa likod. Used to be a wetland, pagatpatan sa Bisaya. Diyan kami maliit pa naghahunting. Tinikling yung mga, we were high school, second year, third year. Well, we were a neighbor. So, yun ang story ako. I'm just relating education. Ginamit ko lang yung akin so that you would be able to see the incongruities of life minsan. Kasi yung kagaya ko, chances are, we will fail in life. But, alam mo, wala akong ni isang gobernador sa Luzon except Abet Garcia. I never had even a single barangay captain the entire Metro Manila. Sa Visayas, from where I come from, and in the town of my father, walang ni isang opisyal. Of course, my cousins went for me. And Mindanao. And I won by 6 million. Kaya dyan tayo magka-diferensya. Ito na nga. And this is the sum of all the stories about my person. I promised the Filipino during the presidential debates, I was the first one to finish because we were only given a minute and a half. So, that should not be repeated again. I will advise the network, do not do it. Kung ganun lang, the other candidates should want to maybe explain, expound, are caught in this web of the time and motion of the mouth. The time and motion would not allow you to spell out correctly what you want. But since ako naman nasanay, I was a public prosecutor, trial prosecutor. Marunong ako to catch up the time. I mean, I realized that we were only given that much. Bullet ako ng bullet. I promised you no corruption. My God, you better, wala talagang corruption. Hindi talaga ako pwede dyan. Corruption. I have had my faults. Flaws, plenty. Kasalanan, marami. Pero it was never about money. Bihin nila na ako nagpapatay ng tao. Totoo. Sabihin na ako, maraming babae, totoo. Pagpasok ko pala niya, sige na ako tingin, yun, maganda yun, isa mo. Ganoon ako eh. Ganoon talaga ang sakit ko. Yan, maganda yan. Hanggang dyan lang. And women, for all of their disconcerting sa kanila, take it as so yan, para maintindihan ninyo what is really education and what is destiny in life. I said, no corruption. I will go after the Trump. Sabi ko, I will not entertain transactions in my office. Nas the secretary, walang transaction sa gobyerno ni isa na dumaan sa either in Malacanang o sa bedroom ko, yung night table ko. I only deal with appointments, policy minsan, whatsoever. Pero yung mga MRT, yung mga tulay, yung mga highways, reclamation, it ends and begins in their office. Kaya ako malakas magmura ng mga network. Kasi sila yung may mga kaso. Wala kang makita sa I told you, if it will go beyond 40, I will step down as president. Kaya malakas ako mag-par out ng tao. Kasi wala kang magbuhat. Isa sa kanila would ever have the kung sabi na about this transaction, pag marinig mo lang there is this offer, wala na tayo. Magkalit-silit na ang buhay natin dyan sa Pasig. Sabi ko, not a whiff. Ayaw ko talaga. Sana, for of the billions are now being transacted in government. Not a single copy of any contract, of any airport, or anything at all. Di ba nakikialam? And I said, I've talked to the rebels. I'm talking to Season. Sabi niya, Duterte will not last 3 years. Kaya sabi ko, ayaw pa na lang magipag-usap sa iyo kay hanggang 3 years lang pala ako. After 3 years, wala na ako dyan. So, niya kausap mo, hintayin mo 3 years. But actually, I was reading again the entire. Just because is one of the negotiator. Bebot Belio is another one. Meron lang akong sum up the deeper intention. It ends to power sharing pa rin ang coalition. I will show you the matrix na ginawa ko. May spare time, matulog ako. All the jazzing, all the innocent, sabi nila, when you sum it up, it boils down to power sharing or coalition government, which I cannot give to them because it is not within the power of the presidency to concede anything as important as authority. Hindi ko maibigay sa kanila. So, I don't know what would be the next step. We're waiting for I set my, kaya iniba ko, no coalition government, cessation of hostilities, tapos ko, they must surrender and place themselves in camps. I do not disarm them. But for the small window that I gave to myself ang season, we have to have some common agreement, 60 days. And after that, if nothing happens, then I tell you, prepare for war. Because this rebellion of the Communist Party will go on. Hindi talaga pwede. Paski even with a generous and liberal evaluation, hindi talaga pwede. So I'm sorry. But I'm talking to the BBL, si Murad, and I'm just hoping that I'm asking for the grace from Allah that something good will come out of this. Nandiyan ngayon sa Congress. And Murad is just also biding his time. Well and good. We hope that someday we can have peace at least. Pagkawala kasi, then I'll be facing so many fronts. I'll be facing the Moro insurgency. That's the main line. MNLF, MI. Then I'll be facing a more serious and brutal enemy, and that's ISIS. They will come here to join. Wala na kasi silang ibang mapuntahan. No, they are being edged out from the Middle East. Problem is, what shall these guys do next? They will look for somebody and someplace in the Southeast Asia. And where will they base themselves? It could not be Indonesia. It's predominantly Muslim. Kayong mga Muslim, do not take it against me. No? My mama is a Maranao, Istisa. They will not do it in Malaysia. Why? Predominantly Muslims will be killed. Nor in Brunei. So what happens? They will choose a place where there are infidels to kill. And who are these infidels to kill? According to these idiots, they are the non-Muslims. And ako, ang pamilya ko, hati, may mga anak ako na Kristiyanos, may mga anak ako na Muslim. Saan ako pupunta? Okay, sabi ko sa kanila, think hard and think well. We have a very limited choices dito for all of these files. Corruption, I'm doing it. You know I'm doing it. I'm firing everybody. Sunod, drugs. Kita mo na, nagkakaso-kaso na ako ilang. Ang mahirap nitong, if you'd notice, itong human rights. Sabihin na nila, 7,000 pinatay ni Duterte. Fine. Or you're insisting on that number? Good. Who are they, by the way? Why don't you turn the page? Ilan ang namatay ng mga civilian? Tears your heart to see the victims of the drug lord. Pero kung drug lord ka, patsambahan kita whether or not you are one, well, isa yun ito, mga drug lord, mga kriminal. Baliktarin mo ang mga inosente. Rape yung nanay, rape yung daughter-in-law, rape yung anak na babae, papatay pa yung 1-year-old. Tapos yung taga-ombudsman, sinanak buntis. Mga anak na lang. And so you pity what? The idiot there on the streets. Ito naman kasi mga human rights, pati yung IBP na si Raul. Look, guy, if you are a president of IBP, there is no need for a law for me to order the clearing of the streets. If I say arrest and take into custody the young people, that is well within my parents' patria, the father of the nation, to protect them from crime. That they are being used as a courier, they are being used, ang mga Rambo, kita mo naman. So they are young because of their tender age. We have to take them out of the streets and place them overnight, mga barangay in safe places. And after that, they are returned to their parents. Nothing is wrong with that. You can bring me to the Supreme Court and we will see each other there. You do not deprive government to reduce us to inutility. Pareho tayo abogado kung sino lang ang marunong sa atin. Me, my oath of office, I, Rodrigo Duterte, do hereby swear, I'll reduce it in a few words. My duty, their duty, itong mga police, mga military, and everybody else's. Our duty is to protect the people of the Republic of the Philippines. My second fundamental duty is to preserve the nation. Period. Wala na ako. That's about it. Wala na akong drama. If you do not agree, fine, go to the Supreme Court. Walang problema. Pero sabihin ko sa inyo, putang ina, sagutin ninyo kung anong mangyari dito. If that is the only argument that you have, that it's unconstitutional, of course it is not. Under the broad power of the state, police power of the state, to protect its own citizens. Ayawan ko lang saan mo nakuha yung theory. But that word, parens patria, is a very sacred obligation of government to help the helpless. Because of their tender age, you are not going to arrest them. You have to take them out physically. Or of course, it's arrest. Then you are brought to the barangay captain and returned to your parents the following day. Yun ang, this is my story to you. Nagpakilala lang ako kasi baka hindi niyo kilala. Kilala man nila ako. So that is how a consolation winner operates the government. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the President to remain on stage for the photo opportunity. May we call on the first batch, the Yuchenko Group of Companies, or guest with red stickers.